Hello, everybody. Chris Wood here. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for tuning in. October 22nd, 2022. I just jumped on here for a quick minute to say congratulations and thank you very much to Lennox and Addington, Ontario Provincial Police. Reason for helping end a bloodline, for the injuring, for the torturing, for the sex assaults, for the lies, the time buying, the cover ups, arrest refusals except for on your victims, for the medical blacklisting, for the injuring, the torturing, the skull splitting, deforming, and using your inmate, boss, co offender, sex offenders, your drug traffickers, your human sex trade slavery traffickers, children to pedophiles, adults to sex offenders. You're associated with Hells Angels and Bandidos through William Bill Wooldridge, who is alleged Ontario chapter leader, and Blair Hardy, who is Bandido with Tyler Lake and Jabin Alstein. And there is others, Police, Spencer Mills, 14716, Staff Sergeants, ex-Chief, Shannon Cork, Robert Kane, Robert Lucas. He's the one that says he can F people, kill them, and get away with it. Money, badge, family, and town council. There is Robert Kane. There is Stacy, a mental health worker, was Napanee, now Kingston. She was at Daily Tea Company here in Napanee. And there is also Shelley Hafner, or Huffner. They have doctors that they have here to co-commit and aid with criminal negligent intent to cover their crimes up. Dr. Tatiana V, she's the one that basically signed my death certificate, getting me medically blacklisted, assuring me no help to get me discriminated against. Dr. Joy Hadley, and Tatiana V is also Stacy's girlfriend, the one mentioned, now Kingston. There's Dr. Joy Hadley, Dr. Waldron, Dr. McGregor, Dr. Barton, Dr. Pritchard. They're the two. One laughed in my face over being sodomized, and the other one tried to have me committed for having it happen to me because I'm a man and who it was done by. There is other ones they have used to discriminate against me, Dr. Ambambola, Dr. Sue, Dr. Fardell. There's triage nurses, David, Tanya, and Terry. One time I went up to the hospital before I got kicked out last time by Paladin. Terry came over. He started his bullshit. I told him to stay away from me because he was a dangerous person, and he attempted to lock me in a room, and then have a doctor come in and check my neck and say that my head is fine. So, check my neck, say that my head is fine. I have not even had as much as a stethoscope stuck on me at that damn hospital. I've had lies against me stating I'm a self-harmer and suicidal, and none of it is true in any way, shape, or form, and that lie has to be proven by the one told by. Lies against me stating I have a long psychological record in history. Lies against, and I've never been in any one of those places or been associated with any of those places or any one of them kind of places. I've had lies cast against me stating I have a long criminal record in history, and that is not true. Never been. I don't have one. Never been in jail. I never had a record or until I was falsely charged by OPP, and the hospital doctors here for one had done to them for 3 years, and that was done to deflect their crimes and also in an attempt to give me a record to try to criminalize me to deflect what they're doing. and I will not be proven wrong on that. Well, I am being so seriously injured and being numbed down right now. I'm losing my train of thought. I'm having serious memory problems. The whole right side of my body has been completely screwed from the top of my head on the right side to my feet. Right now, inside my body, it feels like it's filled up with water when I stand up and walk. And this is from other people who were using remote neural monitoring on me, convenient tech given to them from OPP, the ones named to commit this identity theft against me. And I will not be proven wrong. It is police and military tech. It is a nano microchip implant, and what it does, it's designed to destroy a person's nervous system. I also have illegal invasive 24/7 surveillance on me from OPP, plus through William Wooldridge and Blair Hardy, Tyler Lake, Jabin Alstein, Ray, Sam, Michelle, Ali Cooper, a Bucktooth Bob, also known as Robert Berry. There's a woman that lives on the corner of Center Street and Thomas here. It is a crack shack, and that is where all the co-offending junkies hang out between there and Water Street at a Kim De La Rosables and a Brandy's and other places there. They are all co-drug traffickers and human traffickers with OPP, getting paid $300 a fucking day, plus their drugs of choice. They are guilty. William Wooldridge and Blair Hardy are guilty of stalking my mother and using remote neural monitoring on her back in 2020, and with her age, from the radiation and EMFs that it causes. It caused tumors in my mother, causing cancers, causing death. Hello, how are you, Mr. Money? I'm not doing good today. It's been a really rough day. I'm getting seriously numbed down and I'm having problems, serious problems. There's been a lot more changes to my head and my face, and I have absolutely no feeling or stimulation left in my head or my face anymore. There's been serious damages done to me. So, and right now, because of the remote neural monitoring use on me, which I have shown and proven many times of this tech and how it operates in a person and how it came to be, I'm having my brain fried out of my head, so I cannot think anymore or talk about anything. Thank you so much. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. And I seriously 100% appreciate that, brother. I seriously do. And I just may take you up on that. Alls I did for this to happen to me was speak up to try to save lives here, talking about the crimes that the police are committing, human trafficking, homeless people, and exploiting them, and other crimes that they were committing. And I spoke up against it to try to save people and to try to save lives. And as a result, I became a victim. Back in 2019, I was shot by something in my right ear by the ex-OPP chief here, which is Ontario Provincial Police. And somebody in a black truck, they went by and waved at me. And when I waved back, they pointed something and shot it, and it went into my right ear. And that's when all my problems started medically and everything else, the lies, time buying, and cover-ups. You're 100% right. And thank you for caring. It means more to me than what I could say. It really truly does. Because a lot of the times from me trying to get help with what has taken place with me and not getting anywhere, it's like nobody cares. Even to the point of me almost begging for help to save myself, to save my consciousness, to save my life, and also to get justice for what they did to my mother for murdering her. And it was all done for revenge against me. I've been seriously deformed. My skull's been deformed about 50 different shapes and sizes. I have a Facebook page. It's under Christ Wood, Christ Wood on Facebook, and I show lots of serious deforming and identity changes that have happened to me over the course of 3 years to prove that this has actually been taking place and how it's being done and by whom, to the point where I have these people using the remote neuro monitoring on me and broadcasting through me. And in my pictures, my face is actually completely different. You can tell it's me because of my tattoo, which I do show in all my pictures because of this happening, but it's a completely different face, my head, everything. And I show side by side pictures of of how I used to look, my true self compared to now. Thank you. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you too as well. Thank you so much, but I don't really have too much of a past. I have no criminal record or history. I have done things in the past I'm not proud of. I've had um addictions. I have suffered with addictions, and at one point in time I was seriously addicted to cocaine, and I have done other drugs that I am not proud of, but back in 2012, I actually had a drug overdose. I took what was called a Dilaudid, which is basically synthetic heroin, and I overdosed from it. And when I woke up, that I'm thankful it happened. I am truly thankful it happened because that was my wake up call right then and there. So, as bad as the situation was, I am 100% thankful that it did happen, or I may not be here talking or anything right now. So I've had a couple slip ups in the past, but not since 2012. I don't even drink alcohol. Well, I do once in a while. I have a beer now and again. I don't buy it if it's offered to me. I have it, but other than that, I don't drink. I had my addictions with alcohol too in the past as well, very seriously. Besides the police, these are the main people right here doing this to me, whether they can be seen or not. This guy here, Jay Van Alstyne, a Tyler Lake, of Maggie Falls. She is actually an undercover cop and a pill drug dealer as well. There's another guy here named Bert Hustler and William Wooldridge, or Blair Hardy. And these are the untouchable people that I've been trying to get arrested for the past 3 years, along with doctors here and the cops for their crimes. Hands on guns by the police to prevent anything on me or anyone else. I was kidnapped 24 hours after asking for help back May 27, 2021. Falsely arrested. All kinds of lies and accusations against me. But I understand that, with their positions, they got to do what they got to do and cast the lies because, they cannot have it getting out that they are the criminals. I don't really trust too much. I don't really trust Facebook either too much, but um yeah, that I have um my email, which is on my my page under about me. You'll find my email address, and feel free to send me a message and I will respond back. But that would be probably the best way right there would be through the email, and my address is on my homepage here. But I was just referring to Facebook as to show, because that's where I have most of my pictures on there, to show what has been taking place with me and the actual changes in deforming. I get remote neural monitoring use. I mean, I get all these different people broadcasting through me using it because it acts like a hologram over me. And I can actually see their faces when they're doing it because my face actually feels like it changes when they're broadcasting over me. And I do realize that that sounds kind of crazy. I 100% understand that. But tech is a crazy thing nowadays that a lot of people are certainly not aware of, and it's doing a lot of damage and dangerous things to a lot of people. I'm not the only one going through this. I know others here as well, and many more who are going through similar stuff right across the globe. Sure, I will. I'll email you back. I'll message you back. Anybody that sends comments or emails to me, I will respond. So, yeah, actually, that probably would be a better way to respond. It's more not so invasive for everybody, really. But that's pretty bad when when there's tech out there and a person can actually be injured to the point where another one can actually broadcast through them and over them to live their life basically as them. They're seriously, seriously sick individuals They watch everything I do. They watch me piss. They watch me shit. They watch me shower. They watch me sleep. I even have them use an R&M on me to sleep with me. This is how bad it is. And the worst part is a couple of the ones doing it to me are only about maybe 30, 31, 32 years old. Another one, he's actually roughly 71, 72, 73 years old, and another one that's in his close to 60, or is about 60, and that would be Blair Hardy and Billy Wooldridge, who conveniently, like I said, police will laugh in your face over anybody's arrest, or they will surround hands on guns. I have video to show it. And because of the radiation and EMFs and everything, my teeth have gotten completely and totally rotted right out. Like, this is disgusting. My teeth are being rotted out from this shit. Trying to make me look like a fucking drug using crackhead, which I'm definitely not. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to take my dog out, and I hope everybody has a good day. I'd like to say thank you for tuning in. And Mr. Money, I hope to talk to you soon too. I know it's bullshit. Even you too, eh? Yeah. I have stuff in my mouth, something in my mouth what feels like a tube actually, and it comes up through around by my jugular. And when I was a kid, I was actually got stabbed in the throat by a piece of glass, and I still got the scar on my chin, obviously. But I get fluid or whatever, and it comes up through that area, and then it will settle here in my face, and it will move up and around to my temple area. And I've shown I have a spot on the back of my head. That's where I get seriously burning from, which is almost like a laser sometimes. And it will peel skin right off my head, but I have a spot on the back of my head, which I've shown many times, and it has not healed in 3 years because of this. So I was medically fine. I had not even been to a hospital or a doctor before any of this happened to me in approximately 7 to 10 years. And then all of a sudden, after I got shot in the ear by the ex chief, like I said, and that's when all my problems started, the medical blacklisting and the medical problems and everything else. And that happened after me speaking of their crimes. So I was definitely tagged for them. I was sold, I believe, for this homicide. And because they're police and doctors, they're using this shit. They're using co-offending junkies and inmates to do it so they can play Pontius Pilate. And that's exactly what that's about. Using the so-called gang stalkers. But it's pretty bad when I'm sitting here and I cannot feel my consciousness, but I can actually feel others who are using this on me, especially here on the right side of my head. This is all where it's being done, right in here and to the back of my head, where it goes completely flat and then it will round out. My head, I've probably lost about 3 inches or so from it being burned out from it being burned out from the radiation and everything over the course of 3 years, at least 3 inches off of my skull. And right now I am so damn dehydrated. My whole body is completely dried right up from all of this. I have serious lung damage now on my right side, my right lung, and my right kidney, which happened to me the day that I got kicked out of the hospital by a security guard. I went there and I registered. I was told to sit down, which I did, wait for triage to come and check me, which I did. There was nothing said, no problems, and all of a sudden, a paladin security guard comes out and basically said that nobody was gonna see me and to get the fuck out of there pretty much without any just cause or reason. And that's the day that my kidneys, and I was there for that reason, and that's when the serious problems started to happen. Now I will shit blood, I will spit blood, I will cough up blood. I even have blood sometimes coming out my ears from the pressure in my head because I get air, what feels like air going through my body and pumping up my head like a damn balloon. I have something in the roof of my mouth also that swells up. And this I know is definitely not normal, and it certainly was not there prior to any of this happening. This is how the police are framing their victims. This is how they're murdering their victims. This is how they're human trafficking their victims. There is a jail here called Quinny Detention Center too, and they are also using that as a means to human traffic their victims after they cast their lies and get their victims criminalized. They put them through the system and boom, whether it be through the mental health system because there's mental health workers involved or through the jail system. And it's sad when all it takes is them to cast their little lies against their victims without any way of doing anything, screwing people's lives, getting away with homicides. Like I said, I am the end of my bloodline. And with this being done to me and them murdering my mother back in 2020, my whole bloodline is being killed with me. And really, there is nothing that I can do about it. I've tried to get legal help. I've tried to get medical help. I've tried to get human rights help. I've even asked other police for help, and I was told to fuck off because who it was being done by. So there is human trafficking that's been taking place by Toronto cops here in Canada, by CSIS, which is basically like the CIA of Canada and FBI, pretty much human spy, whatever agency. They've been involved with human trafficking people to the Middle East. OPP police here are the ones human trafficking. Royal Canadian Mounted Police (RCMP) have been involved with human trafficking as well, and they've all been caught and busted on it. And now OPP is doing it here, right here where I live in Napanee, Lennox, and Addington. It is pretty much a middle zone for two major cities, which is Toronto and Ottawa. So it is basically a central place for the human trafficking, this area that I am in. It's easy to jump on the 401, which it's called, and go either way with your victims. There's lots of escape routes. And a lot of people actually only believe that human trafficking can take place by the one perceived means of being kidnapped or whatever, and it just being females and women, and that is not the case. There is many ways to human traffic people, and it is not just a girl and female crime. It happens to boys, it happens to men, and it is an ageless crime as well. They're involved with identity thefts, obviously financial thefts and frauds, murdering elderly and taking out insurance policies and collecting on them, and not having to prove anything for their crimes because who they are. Even as much as maybe 3 weeks ago, I had an attempted kidnapping on me again by the police. I was out back, I went out with my dog, and the cop came spinning into my driveway so quick they almost ran over my dog. I had to get myself and him into my building and up to my apartment. So that was an attempt to do something because nothing was done afterwards. And because this is such a small town, all they have to do is say that it's legal or whatever, whether it is or whether it isn't, and boom, it's believed and they get away with it. I have to go out now when I leave my house and I go anywhere. I have to walk around ready with YouTube to go live through my phone in case anything happens to me, so I have proof. And it's sad that I have to do that. It's truly sad that I have to do that. The reason they started the remote neuro monitoring on me was because when this first began, I was asking people for help with audio and video recording equipment for this purpose, for YouTube, whatever, so I could start recording stuff. And as a result, they started using the R&M on me, which is also acts as invasive surveillance. So they see everything I see, they hear everything I hear. They even use this shit on my dog as well. Two of these people are known. A couple years ago, there's a guy here in town, and he had a couple dogs which had a bunch of puppies. These people all got high, and they chopped this dog up into small pieces and left it in front of this person's step for him to come home and find. I've had blood thrown on my house as a warning sign, arson attempts on my previous address. So these basically to let me know that these are death signs to me. I'm not that stupid. The police people think that they know, and I guess I am being forced to lose my life and live my life as a fucking piece of shit sex offender named William Wooldridge because my brain is being fucking injured so bad and I am starting to pick up his consciousness while losing my own from this 24/7, plus my face changing, plus me having his prisoner tracking on me. So when the time comes, I will be taken as him. This is why they had me falsely arrested and charged for this to happen, and I will not be proven wrong. Wright Spencer Mills and OPP. I will not be proven wrong on any of this. This has all been pre planned and premeditated and conspired. So you can get away with having sex with children. So you can get away with murdering children. So you can get away with murdering other people. So you can steal disabilities. So you can steal welfare from people, committing financial thefts and frauds and other crimes. They chose the perfect spot and who they're doing it to because they know, once here in Napanee against your victims, against the poor, the homeless, elderly, disabled, etc., there's no chance for your victims in any way, shape, or form, and I have proven it. So I have proven it is legal to murder here. It is proven. I've proven it's legal to commit identity theft. I've proven it's commit legal to commit homicides and any other crime. OPP want Hells Angels and Bandidos through Blair Hardy and William Wooldridge and their boys Tyler Lake, Javen Olstein, Ray Ray, Sam, Ali Cooper, Robert Berry, Isaac, the woman on Center Street in Thomas, Curtis, Sarah, Michelle. These are all people that are used. Brandy, a Kim Delarosable. All people that have used this shit on me, and you are all guilty of attempted murder. If you've used this on me, you are guilty of attempted murder, whether you think so or not. Because every time this is done to me, it's seriously injuring me. Somebody just go check out my Facebook or any other thing I have posted. My head's been swelled up like a balloon. My head's been swelled up like a mushroom. It's been completely flattened to the point where it looks like I even have fingers coming out of the back of my head, and I have pictures to show it. It's not like that now. I've not had any surgeries either. I have stuff going through my head and my body, and then I get broadcasted through. And these pieces of shit are basically living their life through me. Daily will be in surveillance for OPP and getting well paid and lots of drugs for it. And I will not be proven wrong. This is why they're untouchable and unarrestable, no matter how much proof anybody has against anybody. And I would advise that if anybody has had any dealings with the police here to fight it, unless they can prove that you have done something, it will be 100% illegal and most likely false and fake, done to get you into their system and done to traffic you. I bet I am not the only one that this is happening to, especially here in Napanee. You are guilty, OPP, and the doctors here, of basically committing probably the biggest crime in the history of this town. Probably committing the biggest history in Napanee and getting away with it. All because you're badge and gun. You became cops because you're murderers and because you're Hells Angels and Bandidos, and you knew this was a way for you to get away with it. Even right now, when I'm doing this, all I can see is and hear is William Wooldridge fucking broadcasting through me and Tyler Lake. You've numbed me down, you've dumbed me down, you've totally fucking injured the right side of my brain and my body and everything else. So you've done your job. You've done your job, and you've been paid. I've estimated over the course of 3 years, all you pieces of garbage have made almost $400,000 off of from OPP and money, plus all your free drugs because you work for drug cops and they have access to it. So you kill they need murders, and you're the ones that do it for their drugs and freedom. It's a win-win situation with them. They get others like Pontius Pilate to do it for them, and you are their scapegoats. Whether you think so or not, Tyler, Jay, and the rest named, you are their scapegoats. I can't say that about Blair Hardy because he is Spencer Mills's boyfriend and Wooldridge is the boss. He and Wooldridge are the boss to the police named. They're the ones that give the orders in this town. Oh, right now, the whole right side of my head is filling up with air, and I do feel like I am being turned into a vegetable. I'm having more and more problems thinking. Good way to use psychopaths, this tech, and a bunch of others that will murder for you, eh? See, no matter how much I can prove anything that's taken place with me, nothing I can do about it because the doctors here are co-committing and involved with it, and they've assured this. So no matter how much I do and try to do anything, the damage is already done. You've won. Chris is dead mentally. I am physically here, but mentally, it's Hardy and Wooldridge and the rest of you fucks after doing this to me. If I was able to get a brainwave scan or an MRI or something, it would probably show and prove a lot of damages to actually get to a neurologist or something, because this stuff inside me is also going through my cranial nerves, and everything else is going through my nervous system, obviously, my lymphatic system. The doctors here have never even had stuck a stethoscope on me. So I'm gonna get off here. I hope everybody's having a good, safe day. Hit that like, share, subscribe, and if you have any questions, leave a comment down below and I will respond. Be safe, everybody. Love all, hate none. This is the OPP, Ontario Provincial Police. You think you know.